the AA Daily Reflections for July 7th and letting go of it. I feel like this is going to be a good one. Primarily fear that we would lose something we already possessed or would fail to get something we demanded, living upon a basis of unsatisfied demands. We were in a state of continual disturbance and frustration. Therefore, no peace was to be had unless we could find a means of reducing these demands. The difference between a demand and a simple request is plain to anyone. It's from the 12 and 12, page 76. Peace is possible for me only when I let go of expectations. When I'm trapped in thoughts about what I want and what should be coming to me, I'm in a state of fear or anxious anticipation, and this is not conducive to emotional sobriety. I must surrender over and over to the reality of my dependence on God, for then I find peace, gratitude, and spiritual security. Well, this is the crux of it, right? So, I got sober for the first time, a little fuzzy, 2003, I think, but I think there may have been a relapse, so maybe it was 2004. Anyway, none of that matters because I relapsed in 2017, I believe. Then I came back January 2020. So, I was going back through the steps and we were in step 4. And I was complaining to my sponsor about how nobody picks up around the house and there's always something in the sink or there's always something laid on horizontal. If there's a horizontal surface in my house, people are going to utilize it to put things on it that don't belong there, in my opinion. Anyway, I was always worked up. I always got sideways about the house specifically. And at one point, and these are always the turning points for me in my sobriety, is when not necessarily a sponsor gets firm, but a sponsor says something that's really pointed and it's very poignant. And he said, Randy, if you don't like it, do something about it. And I was like, if I don't like it, do something. But they should be the one doing something. It's their fault. They need to be doing this. But then it made sense. If you don't like something, do something about it. So I did. And the more that I did, it ceased being something that somebody else should be doing and just became something that someone should be doing. And that someone was me because I had expectations. Fear is also very important. So I was still am facing, an issue with another channel where I was getting threatened to be sued. Anyway, it's been going on since last September. And I submitted a settlement offer, which was way more than I wanted to offer. But I talked to multiple attorneys in multiple states, and they basically both said, listen, if you can get out of it for X amount, just do it. Because if they want to be jerks, they're going to bring you to court. You're going to end up spending more in legal fees than what you would be giving them. And I'm like, whatever. So, yay, they contacted me again. They haven't contacted me. I submitted that settlement offer January 30th of this year. They just got back to me Thursday or Friday of last week. So I got that going for me. But my point is I was in a lot of fear about that. And the fear was based on I'm going to have to give up stuff that I wanted. Primarily money, not necessarily like things, but money. And I wanted to spend that money on things or vacations or invest it, whatever it was. This is a long way to say during the whole time. So granted, this has been going on since last September. Obviously, initially there was a lot of fear because I didn't know about being sued or, the threat of being sued. But I decided to pray for God's will to be done in this situation. Every morning, God, I pray that your will would be done in X situation. And one day the fear was gone. And I think praying about it also helped me to work out all of the likely scenarios. And even the worst case scenario wasn't something that was going to be, I don't know, mind blowing. If anything, the worst case scenario would potentially affect my ego. And the likely scenario is that I'm going to be out some money. And okay, well, I can make more money. Although I don't love that we're back in talks about me giving them money. It is something that I worked through because of a great deal of fear. And there was definitely a turning point when I decided to pray about it. And then I realized that I'm not in charge of this thing. It's God. If God's will is going to be done, then that's his will. Either God is or he isn't. So I need to chill. Because most of the things in life that are difficult or some stuff that I don't particularly like and that I have to get over, hurdles, challenges, adversity, every single time on the other end of that, I come out a better person and closer to God with lessons that are stamped inside me. Like they're not going anywhere. It's not like learning something in college. This is like something that you learn and is part of your very core, like your soul. And it's always through adversity. So it's not like I got super excited, but I'm like, there's a lesson to be learned here, and I'm learning it. I don't quite know what it is yet, but apparently it's about being very careful about what you say in videos. Living upon a basis of unsatisfied demands. We were in a state of continual disturbance and frustration. Yeah, I think a lot of those are even unspoken demands and expectations, especially of people that we're close to. Can you believe what they said? Can you believe what they did? No peace was to be had unless we find a means of reducing these demands. I always kind of think about this as like imposing my will on other people. They cut in front of me. My will is that they learn how to drive correctly. How dare they affect me in this way? My wife should do something different. She should load the dishwasher differently. I can't even be grateful about my wife loading the dishwasher. I have to get resentment because she's not doing it correctly. That's a demand. That's an expectation. That's me thinking my way of loading the dishes is better. It's not. Dishes are going to get clean. Doesn't matter. Peace is possible for me only when I let go of expectations. I talk to another YouTuber quite a bit. He's a great guy. He talks a lot about like Jungian philosophy, and I learn a lot from him. But there was kind of a realization, and I don't know if he said it specifically, but that I took this away from it is when something is happening that I don't like, there is just something happening. It's not happening to me, it's just happening. And how I decide to internalize that is going to lay the foundation for how I'm going to feel for the next hour, day, week, month. So everything that's happening is not happening to me. It's just happening. And depending upon what type of spiritual condition I'm in, I can generally handle things better. Summer's been difficult because the kids have been home. I work from home. We've been doing a lot of traveling, and I've had to travel for work. Anyway, it's been a bit of a dumpster fire, and I'm out of my routine. And I don't do well when I'm out of my routine. So my expectations of the children's behavior or how long I get to work uninterrupted are not living up to my expectations. My character defects have really shown through this summer. When I'm trapped in thoughts about what I want or what should be coming to me, I'll add or what other people should be doing or how the world should be. I'm in a state of fear or anxious anticipation, and this is not conducive to emotional sobriety. I must surrender over and over. Must. Over and over. I like it when they use definitive words. I must, which means you have to, surrender over and over, which implies that it's going to be taken back. So you're going to have to continue to surrender. over and over. To the reality of my dependence on God, for then I find peace, gratitude, and spiritual security. Yeah, this is all true. When I prayed for God's will to be done with this legal stuff, the fear went away. And even now, I mean, even it seems like we're almost at the end. It's an annoyance. It's not really like devastating me. It's not really affecting me because it's God's will. I mean, I think I'm going to shoot him one more offer, and if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Then what are they going to do? Sue me? So sue me. Spiritual security, gratitude, and spiritual security. Yeah, this is it. I mean, this is the whole deal. I'll do one more thing, and then I'll let you all go because this is already going for 12 minutes. My goodness. So we had floors put in, and I thought this is an excellent opportunity to take everything out of the house and only add in the things that we need and want and that have a place. Well, when they put in the floors, it took about 3 days longer than they said. I work from home. I have a studio. When they're banging around on floors, it's not like I can make a lot of videos. That stressed me out. And then everything around me stressed me out. And I really sat down and started to peel this onion back. And this is what I do now. If I come into the house and there's something that annoys me, and that this just doesn't have to do with like stuff being out. If I walk into the house and there's something that annoys me, I ask myself, why does this annoy me? How is it affecting me? What can I do about it? And what can I do about it today that's going to take care of the problem? So, for instance, the dog peed in my daughter's room. So my daughter's room smells like pee. So that annoys me. It makes me mad at the dog. It makes me resent the dog. And it makes me want to go on like a rant about the dog. Or I can buy a dog gate and be done with it. Close the dog gate. Stuff like that. So if there's something that bothers me now, I try to determine what do I do? How long is it going to take to do that? And then start making those decisions. Anyway, I appreciate you listening. If you're trying to get sober, go to a meeting, get a sponsor. If you are sober, go to a meeting, talk to your sponsor. Anyway, yeah, bye.